We're starting with the PIXAR region. Let's just get right into it, right? Let's just get right into it.
Okay, we get.
So we
You can
ride.
see the coins are back
Yes.
for
So
this
we got a
round
coin.
and this round only.
Oh, so only the round of 32.
Yes,
Only the
this
round
is
of
it.
32.
You can advance someone to the 16, but that's it.
Does
Man.
Steve use his coin this round?
I mean, out of pure vengeance, yeah, I have to on somebody. I gotta ruin somebody's day. That's
Does
my goal
Steve
here.
use his coin? We'll find out.
100%.
We'll find out.
100%.
Right?
First matchup off the bat, we've got the 1 seed in the PIXAR region, Finding Nemo, going up against the 8 seed Monsters Inc.
Finding Nemo. Like, now, I fear that saying that people think that I have just this thing against Monsters Inc. That's not the case. I think Finding Nemo is just heads and shoulders above Monsters Inc. as far as the actual depth of the story, as far as the characters, as far as the rewatchability. Now, Monsters Inc. incredible movie, but we're talking about an all-timer for like animated movies in general here. Like Finding Nemo might be a dark horse to at least win this region. But yeah, I'm going Finding Nemo.
Can't be a dark horse if it's the number 1 seed.
Yeah, but like when you
I was
look at
thinking the
some of
same
It's
thing.
the heavy favorite.
I'm
Well, I
like, wait, is
I said
UNC
at least
a
the
dark
region.
horse?
Maybe the tournament though. Maybe the tournament.
Okay, the
I don't know if
tournament, yes, I
anybody-
could give you that. It would technically,
Yeah.
even though the PIXAR region is the number 1 overall region, so that would technically make this the
Not
number
letting
1
me vote.
overall
I got
seed.
Nemo. Okay, so loser got Nemo. So just kind of keep that in mind.
Okay.
So I don't think you're giving Monsters Inc. enough credit. And you're giving loser. You're giving Nemo a little too much credit. I like Nemo. Nemo was a good movie. Nemo was a great movie. I think Nemo gets a lot of overhype from people of a certain age because it was like one of their first Disney movies. But it just, I don't know. It wasn't as great as I think everybody makes it out to be. I would go Monsters Inc. I think Monsters Inc. was better. I enjoyed the storyline. It was like a buddy cop movie, but with monsters. Like, how good is that? I enjoyed the villains. The Mr. Waterloo being the bad guy.
That was a pretty. Yeah, that was
Still pretty
good.
mind blowing. Didn't see that coming. I thought Randall was like an evil genius. What's her Roz being the head of the monsters, the human
Yeah.
control or whatever. She's watching, always watching.
I'm watching you, Wazowski.
It's so
Always
great.
watching.
It's so great, and like, I mean, I love
You
Nemo. I can't
forgot
say
your
I can't say I don't.
paperwork.
I say escape all the time.
Yep.
But yeah, I'm voting monsters. Plus, I enjoy the end song. The one with like, I wouldn't be nothing if I didn't have you.
Yeah.
It's a good one.
So I have to put that into effect. I think I'm probably gonna lose this one, but I'm gonna go for Monsters Inc.
That's weird loser.
Yeah, with losers vote in the chat there, Finding Nemo is going to end up moving on anyway. But I also am going to go Finding Nemo. I enjoy Monsters Inc. It's a good movie. I look at it from a different perspective because I have 2 sons, so the father-son storyline and connection just connects different, hits different for me.
Yeah.
So that's why Finding Nemo is always one of my like go-to PIXAR films.
This is a crazy second round matchup.
Yeah.
like this is like the fact that Monsters Inc. is not ranked a little higher is kind of crazy in itself.
Right.
But
all right, next up.
yeah, I mean it's close, but
we've got the number 5 seed Coco going up against the number 4 seed Up.
fuck.
Before we start,
Mm-hmm.
I'd like to give a Ducky Award on this.
Okay, let's see. I think I have that.
This matchup earns the Ducky Award for most tears in a single matchup. You will not see more tears from any matchup anywhere in this bracket as Up and Coco.
You're not wrong.
I mean, not wrong at all.
This wins the Ducky Award for tissues. Coco and Up are just two tear-jerking movies, and
Yeah.
holy hell, there's other movies that make you cry, but these two, ugly crying, and
Yeah.
10 minutes into the movie for Up, but Coco just makes you bawl too. So there
Not
we
even.
go.
It's
And
like 2 minutes into the movie for Up.
oh my god, it's so heartwarming and so hurtful, and just
Uh,
there we
this
go.
is
So
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 tough.
so that's a Ducky Award right off the bat. Sorry about that.
Perfect.
So, do one of you guys want to start this? I'm actually still thinking. This is actually a lot tougher than I thought it would be.
Go
All right,
for it.
I got the poll up. Let me know if that works.
I don't think loser. It's allowing loser to vote, but
I just
I
put
think
a
he's the
vote
only one
in.
really in here anyway.
I just put a vote in. Let me know if that worked. Don't count my one
I can't.
vote. All right. Anyways,
Um,
we got that done. You want me to talk? I
Yeah,
can talk
go
about
for
you
it.
can start. You can start.
So saw Up in a movie theater with a young lady I was dating at the time. Horrible mistake. Horrible mistake. Couldn't have been a worse idea. Got to ugly cry on a first date, so that was or second date, so that was fantastic.
Nice.
Yeah, it was a fun movie. Really sad movie. A movie I unfortunately the rewatchability on Up is just not there. I can't watch it again. I just can't. I love the characters. If you don't say squirrel all the time, then you're lying because everybody squirrel. Everybody says that shit all the time. Or I mean, not everybody, but most people do.
Yeah.
Some people don't even know what that means. So they're like squirrel. I'm sorry. Coco, I actually saw for the first time on a cruise ship. We were watched. It was the the
Oh, this
movie
is
at
so
sea where
crazy.
they showed what they did was they showed the movie while you were at night on the pool and in the hot tub.
Oh,
So
nice.
yeah, we were chilling, eating pizza on next to the pool, watching Coco crying. So that was fun. Um, but Coco is an incredible movie. It's a beautiful movie. The songs are good. I'm going Coco. Coco's my vote. Um, Up's a good movie. Up just has no rewatchability for me, guys. I just can't. I I don't want to watch it again. It's not that I can't. I just
Yeah.
don't want to. And it's not because it's bad. It's just because it hurts, man. It
That's
hurts.
fair.
Like that movie hurts.
Yeah, I mean, like, it's tough, right? So, like, they're both kind of tackle. They tackle death so gracefully, from two different angles. One from the angle of not letting that grief and sadness fester, and that there's a whole life after that, like that you have to live, and you're responsible for living that, and you're doing that person a disservice by not doing that. And then there's the angle from Coco of um, not letting the memories of like your loved ones kind of go, and like honoring them. And whoa, is that a? I just saw a little thumb. That was weird. I just saw a thumb next to mine. Wait a minute. But
Just
and
popping up
not
out of
letting.
nowhere.
Yep.
Yeah, I was like, wait. And not letting like their memories go. Also, there's like the generational trauma storyline as well
Yeah.
that I think they tackle very well as well. Um, the only thing that kills Up for me a little bit um, is that I'm not, and like when you learn his backstory and everything like that, it's nice, whatever. I find Russell a little annoying.
Okay.
Like when you understand why he is the way he is, like you kind of get it. I just find Russell a little much. Um, but like I do like that him and Carl have like this almost like father son dynamic by the end. And like I was fucking bawling whenever Carl gives Russell the fucking the button. at the Boy Scout ceremony. That hit. That little soda cap. Oh, that was so good. I'm gonna go Coco as well though, just because. Um, like number one, I think it's just it's more rewatchable. It's I also think that they tackle because like I feel like with Coco, it's just also like prettier
Mm-hmm.
and like also just very not that Up isn't pretty, but like
Oh, the
I feel like with Up, um, it kind of loses you in the middle a little bit with like there's like two sections of Up. There's like the beginning portion that like breaks your fucking heart, and like that ends probably like when his house is in the sky, and then like towards the end when like Carl's like rescuing Russell and like trying to stop I forgot the guy's name, Charles Muntz, from like doing whatever he's like about to do, whatever. The
It
middle
does drag a
stuff,
little bit. It
the
does
middle
drag.
stuff isn't like that memorable.
Yeah.
So I'm going Coco. I'm going Coco.
I agree, and that's going to end up making it unanimous. Okay, we've got the number 3 seed Toy Story 3 going up against the 6 seed The Incredibles.
This is tough. This might actually. All right, so I'm going to start this off, right? Are we all in agreement that The Incredibles might be a tad overrated?
I actually said Incredibles 2 was the better movie. Incredibles getting this
Wow.
far. If Incredibles wouldn't have went up against Wall-E in round 1, I think Incredibles loses round 1.
You think so?
It's a,
I don't think it's
it's
that bad.
Incredibles to me would be like a good TV show, but as a movie, it's an hour and a half. It's kind of boring. Like the second one was so much better in my opinion. It was Jack, it was learning to use his powers. The mom like being. I mean, the villain obviously brought down Incredibles too, but I don't
Yeah.
think Incredibles is. It's a fun
I
movie.
think I think it's a good movie, but I don't think it's the like. There's good movies, and then there's masterpieces.
To me,
It's not a masterpiece.
Incredibles got a good
It's just
seeding in
a
the first
fun
round
time.
to go up against Wally, which me and Steve shit all over because it's boring as piss.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you guys are
So,
crazy.
so
I think I
Incredibles.
voted Wally, actually. You guys are crazy.
Nobody's perfect, Mark. Nobody's perfect.
Yeah.
Wow.
So it got a good seeding. I'm gonna go Toy Story 3 here, even though I don't think it's the best Toy Story. I think I said the fourth one was better, but Toy Story
Yeah.
3 was still a phenomenal movie. It was still really good. The ending, if they ended the Toy Story saga at Toy Story 3, I would have been okay with it because the ending's just
Yeah,
mwah,
I mean,
perfect.
they probably should have, but like Toy Story 4 was good too. I'm going. I'm also going Toy Story 3. More so because, like, I think Incredibles is just a fun movie, but like there isn't a lot
Depth.
of depth. I do like the like how I do like the smart decision to like so like Syndrome being the villain, meeting um, Mr. Incredible as a kid, and him not being the person that he thought he
Yeah.
was,
Never meet your heroes.
and like
Yeah.
never meeting your hero, never meet your heroes, and essentially becoming the villain is so fucking smart.
Is that why you
And I
became the
think
villain? Because you met me and I'm your hero?
yeah, you're
That
my
was it.
hero. Um, Syndrome is arguably a top 5, top 3 Pixar villain
Wow.
ever.
Wow. That's a statement. I'm gonna have to look that one up, but I like that.
But I think Toy Story 3. Like, I think it's a better movie. It wraps up that saga very well. It's like it just feels like it has Like the character development and the depth. It has a fun story. It has a good villain. Yeah, I thought Toy Story. Yeah, Toy Story 3 very easily, in my opinion.
You're right on Syndrome, by the way. Like I'm looking up.
Not sure if it's me, but the stream keeps skipping. It looks like it's skipping on my end too, actually.
I'm looking up. I'm looking up
trying to close
Pixar
things
villains,
here, make sure I'm not running too
and
much
I
stuff.
think you're right on that, sir. I think you're correct. Because
Yeah, he's a
as good as Pixar is, like I'm looking up their villains. Their villain list isn't that phenomenal. Like
Ernesto de la Cruz is very good. Syndrome is very good.
Hopper,
Hopper's a menace.
but
Hopper's
but
a damn menace.
think about the rest of the villains. Like Brave, who's the villain? The bear.
I've never seen Brave, so I wouldn't know.
The bear, his mom, like what the fuck? The girl's mom, Cars, who's the villain? Like
Even the villain in Finding Nemo, like was it Darla?
Yeah.
like
or
Pretty
the
much.
Even-
Barracuda. Is the Barracuda the villain for eating his parents?
I feel like it's the ocean. like
yeah, and Inside Out, who's the villain? Like Life. Like
Yeah,
what the
Life is the
this
villain.
is and Up.
Well, I mean,
who's the villain in Up?
I think-
Like the guy trying to repo his house. Like
no, it's
I don't-
Charles. No, Charles is the villain. Charles is a good villain.
I get he's all right. And then Toy Story 1, I guess you got
Yeah.
what's his name? Yeah, and then Toy Story 3, Lotso is pretty damn good. But
Lotso's good. I think the Prospector in 2 is decent. But like some movies don't need a villain. Like Finding Nemo didn't need a villain. Inside Out
does
didn't
not-
need a villain.
Pixar doesn't rely on their villains at all. At all.
Yeah,
like-
I mean like and for a movie like Incredibles, you have to have a villain, right?
Yeah.
Because it's a superhero movie. It's weird if you don't. But like and so that's why I was so mad when like Incredibles 2 came out and the villain fell so short on that because like that's something that you kind of have to get, you know? So I don't know. But
Yeah, I think the idea of the villain in Incredibles 2 was good. I
yeah,
think
it was
she
just
was
executed
just
poorly.
so she was just executed so like she was unlikable. She had what wrestling would call X-Pac heat. Like you didn't like her, but you just didn't like her. You didn't want to cheer for her to lose. You just didn't want her on your screen. It was like
And like her
her motives were there.
Yeah, but also kind of like yeah.
Anyways,
Cool
we're
like
meandering.
power though. Yeah, I'm going Toy Story 3 as well.
Toy Story
How's
3
it?
for me.
How's everything going, Steve?
I think it's all right. We'll see in a second here. But I also vote Toy Story 3. It's unanimous. Again. There's not a lot of drama in the Pixar bracket. It's a lot of the top seeds moving on consistently.
Yeah,
Yes, and I think it's gonna keep going.
it's probably gonna get hard this next round.
All right, we've got the 7 seed Ratatouille against the 2 seed Inside Out.
Come on, come on.
I'm going Inside Out. Great
Yeah.
characters. I'm actually excited to see the next one.
I'm
I'm pretty
so
pumped about
excited
it.
to see the next
I
one.
saw a
Do you
preview, I was
do you
like,
know
that
the
looks fun.
concept? Do
Yeah,
you,
she turned into a teenager now, so she's getting all new emotions. And
Anxiety?
they're breaking into the other emotions. Yeah.
anxiety? That's like what? That's so
Yeah.
good.
Like,
That's so good.
When depression came in there and started turning everything blue, just so good. I don't think we went into that. And I think I've already pointed out how making an imaginary friend making me cry is just
Yep.
stupid,
Take her
crazy.
to the moon for me. Yeah, like Inside Out is like an all timer. Like Inside Out's like an all timer. But
You want to talk about dark horses to winning it all? I know Inside Out's the number 2 seed, but when we started this, if you would have told me Inside Out could very well take it, I would have been like, yeah.
When
I
you
didn't even think of
hear-
Inside Out,
when you hear it, it sounds crazy, but when you think about it, it's not that crazy.
but
Like,
yeah, but when you think of Disney movies, the first one you think of is not Inside Out.
Yeah.
But I could see this going a long way. I could see this.
Yeah, Inside
doing
Out.
some damage.
Yeah,
And
Inside
I said
Out.
that about
like,
I said that about Coco, or not Coco. I said that about Encanto too, and we don't talk about Bruno now.
No, we talk about Bruno. All right.
Not
Jesus
anymore.
Christ. Yeah,
Thanks to certain
I'm going to
people.
talk about Bruno. I'm going to talk about Bruno and Encanto. Encanto. Encanto.
Let me see it. Let me see if I can get the poll to work now. That
What are the choices? Inside Out and Ratatouille.
Ratatouille.
I mean, it's more likely going to be Inside Out.
You're choosing Inside Out, right, Mark?
Yeah.
Okay.
Ratatouille's a good story.
I'm going to
It's
vote
a fun
Ratatouille,
movie.
not because I necessarily believe it's the better movie, but just I don't think it should get shut out like all the other ones have. I think it's slightly better
I'll give you that.
than some of these others that have been swept. So I'll give it the Monsters Inc. treatment and throw it a pity vote, I guess.
I didn't throw Monsters Inc. a pity vote. I liked it.
Not skipping.
Well, I mean,
I put the poll out there, loser.
okay, we'll see.
Yeah, I think Inside Out is just the better movie. Like Ratatouille is the same thing like Incredible. It's fun.
Yeah, Ratatouille ran into a rough round
have
of
more,
32.
it does have more depth than The Incredibles, like following your dreams and following your heart, even if it may seem like it's unlikely for you and like that people might not like want you there and say you don't deserve to be there. I think Ratatouille has a good message with that, especially with Remy and Linguini. But
So
yeah,
I think if Ratatouille is against The Incredibles or against Up, I think Ratatouille moves on.
Yeah.
not against Up.
I think Ratatouille moves on against Up. I think it does. But that's just me.
I think it's close.
It's close, but I don't think it's like
We are done right now with the Pixar bracket.
Pixar. Wow.
We've got
It worked, loser?
The 1, 2, 3, and 5.
The poll is
1,
working.
2, 3, or 5. So all of the
almost all of the
set.
top seed. Like the one quote unquote upset was the 5 over the 4. That's it. Otherwise, it's all
that's
chalk.
not bad. That's a pretty straightforward bracket.
Okay, another one that's been pretty straightforward to this point. And I think this one, I don't even know how much time I don't think we need a poll on this. We don't need to spend a lot of time on it at all. But we are back in the Bronze Renaissance region, and it's the number 1 seed Aladdin against the number 9 seed The Many Adventures of Winnie the Pooh. Because remember, it got the charity matchup against Fantasia 2000 in the first round. The one that we all said, these are 2 movies that should lose. And here we are.
So I'm gonna date myself here first of all, and I'm gonna make an NCAA reference. This is 5-Star Slamma Jamma taking on Steve Austin or something like that, or Steve Austin, or insert any other Illinois State.
This isn't even the Harlem Globetrotters against the Washington Generals. This is the Harlem Globetrotters against a 5th grade Pee Wee team. I mean, this is...
You know what sucks? We haven't actually got to talk about Aladdin yet, because they've just dominated. They dominated their first
We'll talk about Aladdin.
They're going to dominate this match.
We'll talk about them next round, because not here. We don't
so
need it
I'm picking Aladdin. Loser, do I need to put the poll out there for this, or can we just let this ride? Because if Winnie... I pick Aladdin.
Yep, 100%. All right, easy. All right, here we go.
That's
on
hilarious.
to the next one. We've got... I didn't pull that up. There we go. We've got the 5 seed Tarzan going up against the 4 seed The Little Mermaid.
It's funny. I was talking to Hydra about this the other day.
I land her by
I'm
C
sorry.
this one.
Oh, yeah.
Damn.
I was talking to Hydra the other day. So
Hey, I gotta give Hydro shit for his hate of my hate on Wally.
Hydro's favorite movie is Tarzan. Favorite Disney movie is Tarzan.
I want to sit with somebody that says they love Wally and watch them watch it and try to figure out what they're actually enjoying about 90% of the movie. Because I still don't get it. Anyways, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt that, Tarzan.
So Hydro's favorite singer of all time is also Phil Collins. Now, I
Okay.
think Tarzan gets a lot more love because of its soundtrack, specifically with Phil Collins, than it probably deserves. Because again, I said this last round, and I'm gonna say it again. Tarzan is just adult Jungle Book. It's kind of the same thing. Just a guy who grows up in the jungle, except he chooses to stay in the jungle because a woman comes to him. It's like I I think it's a decent movie. I think it has a fucking all time soundtrack, but like I think Little Mermaid is the reason why a lot of Disney exists today, like continues to exist. It was the Little Mermaid that was the first movie in the Renaissance. And it was that movie's success that allowed Disney to continue to put out banger after banger. I do think it is overrated. I do think Ursula. However, I do think yes, Little Mermaid's overrated.
Ooh.
You want to know why it's overrated? Because when she actually becomes a human, is when it starts getting kind of boring. Like the whole no, don't get me wrong, the music is good. Like Kiss the Girl, fucking Poor Unfortunate Souls, what's it called? Part of Your World. All incredible songs. But when she actually does what she's been setting out to do and becomes human, it's kind of boring. And it doesn't start picking back up until like towards the end there. Like I'm voting Little Mermaid here. I'm voting Little Mermaid here just because I do think it's objectively a better movie than Tarzan, but I don't think it's. Depending on the movie it comes up against next, I don't think it
Aladdin.
moves on to
Yeah,
it.
we know
To-
it's about to run into that
to-
buzz saw, and I don't see
to-
any way. But we'll
to
get
counter-
there when we get there.
To counter your argument about her being boring when she became a human, it's because she couldn't talk. But she had her looks, her pretty face, and don't forget the importance of body language. Okay.
Ursula is one of my favorite villains of all time.
We just came from a bracket.
Ursula's
where I said
incredible.
we just came from a bracket where I said the villains were not great. Now we're in a bracket where the villains are top tier. Ursula.
Clayton's great too.
What?
Clayton from Tarzan, he's great too.
Yeah,
The gorillas.
I didn't even get to him. I was talking about Ursula.
The gorillas.
Ursula's great, even for a and we're gonna get to more villains coming up. Spoiler alert: we're gonna have some great ones. One of the Ducky Award winners is in this bracket from last round. The Little Mermaid. You want to talk about all-time great soundtracks? All-time great soundtrack.
Mm-hmm.
The Little Mermaid is a fun story. It's something you could show your kids. It's something you could show adults. I didn't see the remake of it yet, the live action. I still got to check that one out.
I heard it's fine.
I heard it's aggressively fine. That's what I've heard about it. But I still got to check it out. Tarzan. I think Tarzan. When I think of Tarzan, I'm like, the story is like George of the Jungle, but Brendan Fraser was much better as Tarzan than Tarzan was, and Brendan Fraser was George of the Jungle. So there we go.
Yeah.
I think Tarzan is only loved because of the soundtrack. Other than that, Tarzan's to me is just like Tarzan's like Incredibles to me. It could be a TV show where you could have him in this setting, half-hour show doing stupid stuff, and it'd be good. But as a movie, watching it for like an hour and a half, I'm just like, It got to go against the Rescuers to make its way in.
I was just gonna say, like, Tarzan is a good movie, but I don't know if it's actually even here if it doesn't go against the Rescuers in the first round.
Yeah, like when you and again, I was telling him this too. Like look at the rest of the fucking Renaissance,
Right?
and then look at Tarzan.
Right.
Like it's like you could put it in the same vein as like Pocahontas and like
one of these things,
the ever controversial Hunchback of Notre Dame.
I don't think that movie's controversial. I just think you're crazy for liking it.
It's a good movie.
Nobody else should praise it but you.
It's a good movie. Okay. But yeah, Tarzan, when it comes to Renaissance, it's not that it even missed the mark. Like if you put Tarzan in the excuse me, if you put Tarzan in the Bronze era, it's probably like a top 3 movie. But like amongst fucking like Muhammad Ali, Mike Tyson, Evander Holyfield. Come on, man. Like,
It's Jeff
yeah,
Lacey taking him on. Just not
yeah,
working.
like, yeah,
Sorry, Left
it's
Hook. You did
easily
your
the Little
best.
Mermaid. It's
Call
easily
out
the
to a
Little Mermaid.
stinky guy. Let's go.
Yeah, Little Mermaid for me, 100%. Another sweep. We've had like what is this? We've had 6 matchups so far, and 4 of them have been clean sweeps. So it's going pretty.
It would have been
according to
5, but
It
you
gets.
gave
I think
you
it
Yeah,
gave a
gets
pity
hard
vote
on
I
for
the.
gave a
Ratatouille.
pity vote. Otherwise, it would be 5 out of 6.
I
Yeah.
think it gets harder on the other side. If I'm not, if I was looking correctly.
Yeah. All right. Next up, we've got the 3 seed, The Lion King, against the 6 seed, Mulan.
This is a lot harder than you would actually think. Duck, you saved Lion King last round. You start this off.
All right, I'll go. Let's compare them head to head, okay? Heroes. We got Hero Journey. We got Simba. We got Mulan.
Mulan.
Okay. No, let me get there. Both of them had a fall, right? Well, Simba had a fall. Mulan was just kind of like, okay, I'm a girl, but now I got to pretend to be a guy so I can join this, so I can be in fight. And she started off kind of crappy and got better, right?
You're kind of
Simba,
oversimplifying a little
Si-
bit.
I mean, I'm trying to make it fast. Simba hits rock bottom, rises up. Okay, side characters. So right, you know what? I'll give that to Mulan. I'll give you that.
I was gonna
Mulan
say
was.
Mushu is
Now we're going side characters. We got Mushu, right? And we got the I forgot their names. The guy with the guy that with the black eye that was always messing with her. We got
the
them.
guy who talks like this. Yeah, I'm gonna beat
Yes.
you up.
And then
Yeah,
and
that
then and
guy.
then we got Timon and Pumbaa.
Don't
And we
forget Big
also have
Toe.
and we also got Rafiki. Um Side characters go to Lion King easily.
Okay.
Easily the Lion King, right? Mentor I mean I guess mentor is Rafiki again. Who would the mentor be in Mulan?
I guess either
Maybe
her father or the guy forgot her boyfriend's name.
again goes to Lion King. Okay. Now we're gonna now we get to villain Scar. The villains in the Bronze Renaissance, by the way, are they beat the shit out of the villains in Pixar, in the
Yeah.
Pixar
Yeah.
version. The villains are just better everywhere.
Well,
Scar,
like
top tier villain.
Sean Yu
The
though, like
Huns, the Huns could have been a good villain. They
they
could have been.
didn't. It was
They
about
could have.
Mulan's journey though. Like
They know,
Scar was an integral part of Simba's journey. Like
so
Sean Yu and the Huns. Like it was
so
never
head,
about Mulan versus them. It was
so
about Mulan's
if we
journey.
simplify it head to head, it's not close.
As if we're
Sound.
comparing villains, yeah.
I mean, villain, side characters, like it's everything to me. And now let's talk about soundtracks. 2 of easily the most. You know what? We got another Ducky Award. This
Okay.
Ducky Award goes to this matchup right here. The best soundtrack matchup is The Lion King and Mulan.
Okay.
All the songs are just so good in both these movies. I'm gonna go Lion King though. Lion King is one of my favorite movies ever. Even though the soundtrack from Mulan is also incredible. I'll Make a Man Out of You is so fun.
So
Um,
good.
the like it's just so it's all so good. It's a good time. Hakuna Matata's just legendary. Can You Feel the Love Tonight? Another legendary song. Lion King for me. I can't. That's all I got. It's good. It's the best.
I'm probably leaning Lion King as well, but I think you're definitely like I don't think it's as like I don't
Cut
think
and
it's
dry.
as cut and dry as that. Like I think you definitely oversimplify Mulan's journey. She didn't just go because she wanted to fight. She went because her dad, who was a fucking cripple, wouldn't have been able to fight. So she went in her dad's stead.
Wasn't as
Like,
crippled as Simba's dad.
okay, that's not the point.
Didn't get run over by antelope. All right.
like Shan Yu and what's it called and the Huns were not compelling, but they weren't. I don't think it was really meant to be compelling. I think it was more about Mulan's journey into acceptance and it's also like a really good story as far as like representation and like for women, as far as like just like Mulan. To me, when I think of badass Disney princesses, she's the first one that comes to mind. She like she's
Oh,
a princess, like just for namesake, but she is anything but a princess. If you put
Right.
all the Disney princesses in a little battle royal, Mulan is whooping them, whooping them, easy,
oh man.
easy. Who the hell are you thinking? I am so curious.
We're it's fine. It's fine. It's a
I
good
need not.
fine.
I
The
I need
only
to
one
hear
I could
this.
even think of would be Merida from Brave. Would be the only
And I
one
haven't
I'd
seen
think.
Brave,
El,
but
El,
I heard.
Elsa's taking her out. Merida's taking her out.
Elsa has
Um,
fucking
Well, Elsa
ice
has
powers.
magic. I
to
mean,
a
that's
to a point. To a point, Moana's taking her out.
What? What?
Well, I'm trying to think.
That is so wrong.
This Judy Hopps, is she considered a princess?
oh my
Judy
god,
Hopps is
this
wearing
guy.
her out by running around. I'm
You know
going through the
what?
things.
I'm voting Mulan out of spite. Out of spite.
Out of
Out of spite.
Well, loser said Lion King, and that's the tiebreaker. But to me, Ducky, you talked about the side characters. You have Timon and Pumbaa. Then you have the hyenas. You have Rafiki. Who else? Those are the like main side characters, right?
You got
Yeah.
Nala. You got
That was a love
Yeah, but
interest. She's in her own
she's
separate
not in the
category.
movie very much though, right? Like a
you
little
got you
bit
got
at the beginning, and then when she
She
comes
doesn't
back
pop
as
up
an
until
adult.
like
you got
she doesn't
Zazu.
pop up. Zazu's annoying
so
as
that's
fuck.
another one.
Are you really
Zazu's
trying to sit here?
phenomenal.
Are you
Here's-
really trying to sit here and make the argument for Zazu?
Zazu's phenomenal.
Here's what I'm saying.
No.
It's
When-
not that I dislike Lion King. It's just that in every rankings you look at, it's regarded as like the best or greatest Disney movie, and I just don't see it that way. I love Mulan, and we talked about all of the side characters. You could take all those Lion King side characters combined, and they still wouldn't add up to Mushu, in my opinion.
Which is really
He
good.
carries that movie
Eddie
from
Murphy's
start to
so
finish.
good.
It's so good. So you asked a question earlier, and I'm going to answer it for you because I'm going to go ahead
Not
and
like
I'm going to
this.
use
Not
my
like
coin.
this.
Goodbye,
Not like
Lion
this.
King. Mulan is moving on to the Sweet 16.
It's because I got rid of Goofy movies, isn't it?
I mean, it shouldn't even be
Not
here
like
right
this.
now. The coin saved it to
Not-
begin with.
Not
But-
like this. Not like this. You're better than this, Steve.
I'm not. I'm really not. I'm really
You're
not.
better than
This-
Steve.
This. Oh man, this is an all-timer upset. Well, not even because Mulan is beating Lion King, but because Lion King is out in the second round.
Yeah. I mean, it was about to be out in the first round, and then got saved.
Darkling.
Yeah, see, 100% loser. If Lion King was not saved the first round, Goofy movie would be moving on to the Sweet 16 right now. 100%. 100%.
No way. This is. Oh man.
So
Alright.
we can pencil in a lot. We can pencil in Aladdin to win this now. By the way, win
This
this
bracket.
bracket.
Man.
There's nothing beating Aladdin at this point.
Well, see,
Oh,
this was
man.
also part of my reasoning. So I've got. You can only use the coins this round, and I'm just looking at this bracket, knowing what we have done so far, and there's a non-zero chance that Aladdin versus Lion King is somehow close for people, and I'm just eliminating that possibility right now. Just taking that completely off the table, making sure it's a clearish path for Aladdin the rest of the way. All right, next up, we've got the
I'm gonna need a
7
minute.
seed Hercules
I'm gonna need a minute.
taking on the 2 seed Beauty and the Beast.
So I'm going to go against my own rankings. I'm going to give this to Beauty and the Beast. And Hercules.
Do you have Hercules rated
And
higher in your ratings? I don't remember.
Hercules is Hercules on my and I'm gonna redo my ratings a little bit because I have Beauty and the Beast at an 8.9 and it's at least a 9.1, 9.2. Hercules is 9.3 though. Beauty and the Beast, like so. I'll start with Hercules. Hercules is like it's a fun time. It's a fun time. I think the music is probably the most unique in the Renaissance era. It feels like a completely different movie than anything in the Renaissance era. I think Hades is a fucking gem of a villain. I think Megara is probably one of my personal favorite, like love interests in all of Disney. It's not my favorite, but she's definitely up there. Just because I feel like she actually like has sass. And it doesn't really feel like she's just like this fucking helpless soul, whatever. She's really good. But I feel like Beauty and the Beast is a like I feel like Beauty and the Beast like it's so impressive to me that like I can't get past the fact that an animated movie in 1991 was nominated for Best Picture. Like that's mind-boggling, and I might be letting like the Academy kind of but like Beauty and the Beast is also like a fucking great movie. Like Gaston is a fucking incredible villain. Darkwing is bad. Gaston's an incredible villain. I think Belle is a very underrated protagonist. I like the arc that Beast has, and him realizing like that he's kind of responsible for all these people turning against all these like fucking household objects, whatever. And him kind of changing towards the end was really great. The music was really good. You want to talk about great side characters? Like the side characters in Beauty and the Beast is really good. Yeah. I love Phil in Hercules, but like he's not being Lumiere. He's not being Cogsworth. He's not being Mrs. Potts. Like it's just, I think Beauty and the Beast is a more complete movie, in my opinion. Hercules, incredible, but like Beauty and the Beast has an outside shot. I think Beauty and the Beast might be the only thing that stands a chance against Aladdin in this section, in my opinion. There might be other things I have to think about it, but I'm giving it to Beauty and the Beast.
Okay, Hercules, one of my favorite Disney movies ever. It's really good. It's really fun. But I rewatched it, and I came across this thing that I make the comparison before that it would be a good TV show if I could watch Hercules do these trials every week. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like as a kid, I think I would have enjoyed it more. The Megara thing was great. She's phenomenal. She's a top tier Disney princess, quote unquote. Again, the villains in this bracket alone are just disgustingly good.
Gaston is just a fucking Chad. Like that's it.
Gaston won my Ducky for favorite villain. He's my favorite villain of all time. He's so fun. His song's so great, the Gaston song. And so Beauty and the Beast, one of my favorite villains of all time. One of my favorite soundtracks of all time. A great movie, a great arc. Belle would beat the shit out of Mulan.
What?
And Belle can read. How you like them apples, huh?
Fucking throw books,
she can read. yeah, but she can read. Like she
next,
can learn
he's gonna
stuff,
say Dory can beat up Mulan. I mean, he's on that level right now. He's just that angry about it.
I'm so angry at Mulan right now.
You know who could also beat up Mulan? Nala.
You know what?
So.
Before we continue, I'd like to give another Ducky award.
Okay.
Another Ducky award.
For most spiteful host, Darkwing.
This Ducky award goes to Steve
for the
It's All Your Fault award. This is the It's All Your Fault award.
You're welcome.
The Lion King is out because of Steve.
Oh wait, hold on. Let me get this going.
Steve,
for
the
you.
first
Hold
host to get
There
to
you
get an
go.
award.
There. Does that make you feel better to see it up
does.
there in all of
Steve
its
won
glory?
Steve won the "This Is All Your Fault" award.
Wait,
All
it's
right,
loser.
so-
Did you get the poll? Is the poll up, loser?
I did.
didn't
Yeah.
actually
I got it. I
Yeah,
got it taken care
he
of.
took
Yeah.
care of it. My I gotta switch out my keyboard because my backslash is not working at all. Anyways, but Beauty and the Beast is so good, guys. It's so good. Lumiere, like you said, is just BR, I guess. And Beauty and the Beast
So good.
is one of the remakes, the live action remakes. I actually
I love that
enjoyed.
remake.
Yeah.
I love
I
that
enjoyed
remake.
It's
it.
probably the best one. I like the
My
Jungle
only
Book
issue-
one. It's the Jungle
I
Book
like
one's
Jungle
pretty
Book a
good.
lot too. Jungle
But
Book
My
is
the
fun.
only issue with it was, I wish it wasn't
Hold on one
Hermione
second.
as the host,
This
as
guy.
Beauty. I don't
I'll
know
be right back,
why.
guys.
I think she did an incredible job. It's just I think Anne Hathaway would have been better. I see Belle and I'm like that could be Anne Hathaway, but she did really good. So whoa, am I marked now?
Yeah,
I'm
you're
marked.
marked now. Congratulations.
Hey guys,
He
ain't it
did.
easy
He
being
did this
green?
last time. All he had to do was leave the camera on while he walked away. But no.
He's like, I don't want to do that. But I'm gonna vote Beauty and the Beast. I did like Hercules, but on rewatch, it wasn't as great as I remember it. I'm also a big fan of the Kevin Sorbo version of Hercules. I don't know if I'm dating
Yeah.
myself on that that one as well. But
That was a
a
TV
fun
show,
show.
though. Yeah.
Yeah, that was a
So
TV
I
show.
kind of get what
So
you're
I think-
saying there. The same thing about how
Yeah,
this would be a
'cause-
better
'cause, like-
series than an actual movie.
Right? Could you imagine he goes off and takes on one of Hades' monsters every week
Right.
as they're coming off the board? I mean, eventually they're gonna run out of monsters.
Right.
But like, give that 2 seasons. Like that would be a fun show. Like I'd watch that. So yeah, I think that would be good. So Beauty and the Beast for me. I don't know what loser picked because I messed
It
up
was,
and
it
didn't
was
put the
Beauty
poll
and
up.
the Beast. And I will also
I do
pick Beauty and the Beast. I will talk more about it in the next round because it'll need more focus. But we are through the bronze renaissance side of the bracket.
God, that bracket hurt me so much.
So next up is the gold to bronze bracket, which has 5 double-digit seeds still alive. It is the super
this bracket
upset
sucked.
bracket. It's so bad. But before we get into that, let's take a quick break until we can get Mark back and keep things rolling. All right, we'll be right back, loser. By the way, during the break there, I asked my son what he would prefer, Lion King or Mulan, and he said Mulan. So I'm raising the next generation correctly. So got him already.
Oh, is that wait, Darkwing? Is that a Mulan sword?
It's a Hun.
It's a pirate sword.
He's one of the Huns. He hates that movie because he's a Hun sympathizer.
I feel like we
pirate.
just.
It's a pirate sword.
I feel like we
got
just started
Peter
like a Darkwing villain arc.
All right, Mark, you missed it, but we are now into the gold to bronze region. This is the region that has 5 of the 8 seeds are double digit. This is the all upset bracket. Only the number 2 seed survived of the top ones. So
Can we go over the seeds that have been knocked out of this bracket real fast, just for the peeps?
Yeah, absolutely.
These are some of the most famous Disney movies of all time.
Pinocchio, Sleeping Beauty, Fantasia, Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, Dumbo,
Gone,
Bambi, and then the other 2 were the lower seeds. So those
don't forget Lion King. Get add Lion King to that list.
Different region.
When are we going to talk about Goofy movie?
And a reminder for you two, you now have just the next 8 matchups to use your coins if you so choose to use them.
And I feel like keeping it pure. I want to be pure this round.
Oh, now he wants to keep it pure.
If I knew that was gonna happen, I would have fucking got Lion King's ass through there. I would have put Winnie the Pooh through there to get rid of Aladdin, get him out of the bracket.
Oh my God,
that would have been controversy.
If I knew that was gonna happen, I would have took Aladdin out of there.
All right, the first one, we've got the 16 seed Robin Hood against the 9 seed The Jungle Book.
I mean, come on. You know what? Actually, come on, but you guys are big Robin Hood fans, so I'll let you guys start this off because what did Robin Hood beat? Pinocchio.
Pinocchio, yeah.
You guys can start this off. The Robin Hood renegade over here. Go ahead.
Are you are you talking to Steve or me? Am I starting or
Both
Steve?
of y'all.
Either one. We were the two that
Robin
voted
Hood.
it through. I don't know why you're saying
So-
it like this is so shocking. Like Robin Hood is a
Pinocchio
good
is
movie.
so
It's not a
much better
great
than
movie.
Robin
It just
Hood.
beat a bad movie. So
Pinocchio
it
is
moved
not
through.
a bad movie. Pinocchio is not a bad movie.
It was a
That is
fantastic movie in like 1954. But here in the year
unbelievable.
2024, it is hot garbage. Okay?
Unbelievable.
So
Wow.
easily
Jungle Book.
Robin Hood in that
Jungle
comparison.
Book.
I am
Jungle
also
Book.
going to vote Jungle Book here because I think it's a better soundtrack. I think that the story is good. I like Robin Hood, but it's just not as good as the Jungle Book.
So, this matchup's great for me, all right?
Mhm.
Because the Robin Hood characters are loosely drawn just like the Jungle Book characters.
Yeah.
like if you look at
Similar
it, Baloo-
era. It's all
tell me Baloo and Little John are not the same fucking guy.
right.
Like,
They're
Yeah.
voiced by the same guy too, right? I'm pretty
I
sure.
believe so. Yeah. I I enjoy this matchup. This is a great matchup. I really wanna get Robin Hood through. That'd be so much fun. I'm actually gonna just vote Robin Hood. God, Jungle Book's so good too. That's one of my favorite movies.
Jungle Book is great.
King Louis is one of my favorite characters. I really
Jungle
like
Book
Robin
to
Hood.
me is like one of like the it's one of those movies like from that era that really holds up well.
I'm gonna pull a Steve here because I really like both these movies.
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna go Robin Hood just because I don't want it to get swept.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I think it's going to.
I thought you said when you were pulling a Steve,
No.
you were using your
No.
coin. I was like,
I'm giving it the Steve pity vote.
Giving it some
because I
flowers.
don't-
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think it should be swept because I think it's better
Yeah.
than Mark let on to it because I really enjoyed it.
it's
But
not bad, but to say it's better than Pinocchio is just wrong.
I think Jungle Book's way better than Pinocchio as well. But I think Jungle Book's really good.
Maybe
But
not.
like I said, I'm just giving it the pity vote. I think Jungle Book's better. I need to give Robin Hood something. Like it's a 16 seed that beat a number one. Come on, I gotta do something for it.
Yeah,
Look at
I like that. This was also part of my reasoning behind advancing Mulan because just looking at the last 8 matchups that we have here, and again, exclamation point madness if you want to follow along with the brackets on the website there.
Yes.
But just looking at these 8 matchups, there was nothing that I would say I would be upset about either one advancing. Like if one or the other moved on, I'd be really torn up about it. So this is one of those situations. If Robin Hood won this, I'd be fine. But with the fan vote, Jungle Book's going to go through here on to the Sweet 16.
You love to see it.
All right. Next up, we've got the 12 seed Alice in Wonderland going up against the 13 seed Peter Pan.
So
I think the most
complained
controversial thing about this matchup is that these two were both voted so low to begin with. Like these are some high seeds for I think some classic Disney movies.
So Alice in Wonderland and Peter Pan are both classics. I think there's one that is clearly better than the other. I don't think it's particularly close. I'm going Peter Pan. I feel like my issue with Alice in Wonderland is kind of, and like you could say it's unfair, whatever, but I feel like my issue with Alice in Wonderland is kind of the premise of Alice in Wonderland as far as like it's just a bunch of nonsense. Like, and I guess I know that's the point, but like it's just not.
Don't do drugs, kids. That's what
It's
Alice
just
in Wonderland
not.
means. Or do,
It's just
I don't
not
know.
super like entertaining. Like it's just a lot of random things. Like and like I'm not a big fan of like random things, like kind of like driving like the plot along. And I get it, she's sleeping. It's a dream. Like that I guess explains it, but that doesn't make it entertaining. You know what I mean? Like
Are you not
Peter Pan-
entertained?
Peter Pan, to me, I think has a better story. It has a very underrated villain in Hook.
Who's underrating
Um,
Captain Hook? Like,
I think that
I don't think people
honestly, I
talk
think
about it
this
enough.
kind of worked out really interesting because I think Ducky did it properly in the poll here. You've got Wonderland against Neverland.
I like how I put that
That's
in there.
dumb.
I thought
you-
that was,
I
I
like
thought it was
that.
catchy, right?
You've got Alice in Wonderland, where we know she wakes up, it's all a dream. Peter Pan at the end, the kids wake up in their bedroom. Was it all a dream? Did we actually go to Neverland? It's
Yeah.
very similar concepts, except
Yeah.
Alice in Wonderland leans way into the dream aspect of it, whereas in Peter Pan, it's more they're actually having an adventure and
Yeah.
they're never doing anything out of the ordinary crazy other than the pixie dust makes them fly. That's
Now,
it.
as much now, like Peter Pan is a better movie, but I will say the worst part about Peter Pan is Peter Pan. Like
Yeah,
Peter
you're not
Pan to
wrong.
me is kind of a shit.
He,
Like
he's a douche. I mean, that's
um,
pretty. He's a kidnapper. He's holding these kids hostage in Neverland.
He's forgetful. He loses his shadow.
Yep.
Second star to the right and straight on.
I like how sassy Tinkerbell is though.
Yeah, I mean the main villain is Hook, but he's had Tinkerbell on the hook for years, just leading her on.
Oh,
I
yeah,
mean,
yes.
Yeah, I'm
Uh,
going Peter Pan.
So
I think it's
second star to the right and straight on till morning is one of my favorite Disney quotes. Tell you get to Neverland. I really like Neverland. And I'm gonna say something that may be controversial. If
you like to
you
say
put
lots of
Hook
controversial
against,
things.
this is not this might be controversial. If you put Hook, if Hook was in any of these brackets, I think Hook would win this tournament. I think Hook was better than all of these.
Oh,
That's how
Hook is
good
fantastic.
that's how much
Love
I
Hook.
enjoyed Hook. So I'm just saying that. And that doesn't go into my decision because I think Peter Pan is better than Alice in Wonderland. Excuse me. I think Alice in Wonderland lucked out to face Fantasia round one. To be honest with you, because I'm looking at this list. Alice in Wonderland doesn't beat Pinocchio. It doesn't beat Robin Hood. It doesn't beat Jungle Book. I think it beats Sleeping
Definitely
Beauty.
beats Pinocchio.
no,
Does
he
it?
fucking
Yeah, it
doesn't.
does. 100%.
It is
Okay.
barely a
Let
story.
me keep going down. It doesn't beat Peter Pan. It doesn't beat Snow White. It beats Dumbo. It doesn't beat Sword in the Stone.
One
Let's see what are the
second,
other ones in
guys.
this bracket. It beats Ichabod. It beats Lady and the Tramp. It doesn't beat Bambi, Cinderella. It beats Aristocrats. Doesn't beat
Thank you.
Dalmatian.
I didn't see the
So
results. Did anybody see the poll results? Loser, what did you vote for? Picked Alice.
but
Okay.
I'm going Peter Pan.
Okay.
Ooh, Alice. Really?
Again, this is another one where I'm not gonna like be upset about either one advancing. However, knowing that the fan vote here is Alice in Wonderland, it's already got that vote. So I don't want to give it a second vote and then it goes through on the tiebreaker. I do agree that I think Peter Pan is a slightly better story. But yeah, I'm gonna go with Peter Pan 3-1.
Thank God.
That's gonna advance. We've got a 13 seed in the Sweet 16, boys.
That's wild. I'm still here. I'm just putting groceries away, so don't mind me.
All right, we've got the 14 seed.
Who's the heel? Is it me? Am
No,
I the
Peter
heel?
Pan.
No, Peter Pan.
Oh, I was like, wait a minute. What did I do?
We got the 14 seed, the Sword and the Stone, going up against the 6 seed, Lady and the Tramp.
Can I ask what Sword in the Stone beat in the first round?
Dumbo.
Okay, that's fair. Because I don't see. I was gonna say, how is this guy here? But
Because
Yeah,
because a
it's a
wizard
coin
medal is
flip,
much better
loser.
than
It's a coin flip for me.
I'll let you guys start since I'm not on camera yet.
I think Sword
Sorry
and
if
the
there's loud
Stone is
noises.
pretty good, but I feel like it falls. Like this era, it's very clear. All of these movies go one of two ways. They either rely very heavily on magic and crazy things happening, or animals talking. It's one or the other. Those are all the plot
Didn't even
points
think
in
of that.
all
It's
of
Sword
these
in the
movies in
Stone.
this era.
It's kind of both.
Sword and Stone is both.
Yeah. So for me, I'm going to go Lady and the Tramp. It's iconic. it's the love story between the two of them. It's the two sides of life. You know, you've got the bum dog, you've got the rich
The
dog
bomb.
loving each other. It's just being from two different worlds, being able to have different backgrounds and coming together. Ultimately, I like the story. I like the plot. So I'm gonna go Lady in the Tramp.
I'm
Declan,
on
would you
board,
like to go?
Steve. Lady and the Tramp, two worlds meeting and
Yep.
falling in love. It's tale as old as time, as they say.
Yep.
As they say in Beauty and the Beast. It's a good story. It works. It was you don't. There's a reason that story has been told time and time again because it's a good story. The Sword and the Stone I enjoyed.
Mhm.
I can watch Sword and the Stone again. It has good replay value. It's fun. I do catch myself if it's on, maybe kind of looking away from it during certain parts because I'm like, I don't care about this. But also side characters. The owl in Sword and the Stone is incredible. I enjoy him.
Yeah.
But he's not on my screen enough. I do love Sword in the Stone. There's actually a Sword in the Stone at Disney, at Magic Kingdom. It's right behind the castle where you could try to pull it out and it doesn't move ever. So everybody takes pictures of it. So that's kind of neat. And Lady of Tramp is actually a restaurant right on Main Street that I love to eat at to get a good view of Parade. So there we go.
Nice.
Anyways, Lady and the Tramp. I'm going Lady and the Tramp as well.
I
And so
actually
did Loser.
you brought that up. I actually I saw there's a video because there's always like those behind the scenes Disney things. That
Hmm?
sword, this for the Sword in the Stone, like one of the buildings next to it, you can see there's like an infrared light where there's like somebody is watching to trigger it so that at any point they can click a button when somebody pulls it and allow them to pull it out. That's how
That's
they
Oh,
sick.
really?
trigger it. Yeah. It's
That would
pretty
be
cool.
awesome.
Yeah.
That's really sick.
All right, it's up to you
Yeah,
here,
it's Lady
Mark.
in the
We've
Tramp
got
for me.
3-0 for Lady and the Tramp right now. Do you want to throw a pity vote towards Sword in the Stone, or are we gonna make us a
No,
sweep?
we're
He doesn't
making
like
this
the
a
Sword and the
sweep.
Stones there in the first place.
Yeah, yeah, I really
This
don't
guy was
like it.
pro Dumbo.
Yeah, it
What a Dumbo! Uh,
was. Goddamn right.
all right, Lady and the Tramp. Moving on, easy breezy. All right, this last one is pretty interesting. We have the number 2 seed, the highest seed of this region advancing, the 101 Dalmatians, going up against a real Cinderella story, number 10, Cinderella.
Interesting. So I'll let you guys open up.
This is tough. They're both so iconic in the whole like Disney universe. It's
Yeah,
just which one is the better overall movie? I don't know, man. I mean, Cruella de Vil is one of the
Cruella
best
de Vil.
villains in the
Ever.
entire Disney universe. But
and her
really,
motives are
like,
so
I
simple.
don't
Too.
care about the family. I even forget their names.
Are we talking about Oh,
The
we talking
man and
about
the woman,
the?
not the dogs. The
Oh,
Yeah,
people that actually
yeah.
own the Dalmatians.
Dalmatians, yeah.
Um,
She does cast a shadow over everybody, which I've noticed in this bracket, the villains kind of outshine the heroes, don't they?
yeah,
Doesn't it
yeah.
feel like it?
except
Um,
for Jungle Book, which we've talked
well,
about.
I don't know. I don't know. King Louis was a villain. I think he outshined
He
Mowgli.
was
Um,
a villain,
Yeah,
but
he
Shere
wasn't the
Khan was
villain.
really supposed to be the final boss, and it was
that's
very
fair.
underwhelming.
Lackluster.
I'm going with Cinderella.
Okay.
Um, I like that movie. It's a good movie. Um, trying if the shoe fits, a
Hmm.
classic thing for people to say. 101 Dalmatians was Cruella de Vil. Other than that,
Right.
I couldn't name two of 101 Dalmatians.
Yeah.
I can't name any of the other actors,
Yeah, literally just no fucking
any of the
Pongo.
cast.
You know,
Cruella de
Pongo and
Vil was just
Purdy,
Pongo and Perdita.
is that it?
and then I don't
Pongo and
Cruella
know.
Perdita.
Cruella de Vil was so good, but I just she was even good didn't they do a live action version of like Deville or something?
Yes.
Oh yeah, I
I
think
think
it was.
Well, they did
was
101
it Emma
Dalmatians as a
Stone?
live action with Glenn Close as Cruella DeVille, and
That
then
was
they
pretty
did
great.
an updated one that was just like DeVille or Cruella. It was one or the other,
Yeah, I
and
think it
it
was
was Emma
Emma
Stone.
Stone. That
Yeah,
was
Emma,
good.
the Dalmatians were voted. But I'm gonna go Cinderella. Cinderella's my pick for this one.
So I'm going to also go Cinderella.
Oh, okay.
I think um, my issue with 101 Dalmatians is that it's not a super memorable movie. Like, it's you're kind of there for the ride, whatever, but like, it's not like a super. There's not a lot of stuff happening. It's cute, but like,
You're
I
not
just feel
wrong.
like it's just kind of it's just a cute movie that you throw
You're not.
on to get your kids to shut up. You know,
You're
like
not wrong. I can't think of an iconic scene. I mean, I could think of Cruella Deville. I can't think of a scene where just like that's 101 Dalmatians. Without, I mean, obviously you can see all the dogs and figure out that that's it.
Yeah.
But like, there's no dialogue or scene in my that I can close my eyes and think of with 101 Dalmatians. I can just picture Cruella Deville not even doing anything, just her.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And
So
like Cinderella
yeah,
is really like a rags to riches story, right? Like she came from nothing, whatever. Now, did she work for everything? Like to become a princess?
I mean, she worked her ass off.
Technically,
She was getting abused by her family. She was
she
cleaning
was getting
everything.
abused. She was getting abused, whatever. And I think Lady Tremaine is very underrated too as a
When
villain.
you wish upon a star.
Well,
Prince Charming's
Sorry.
kind of lackluster, but like
that's the
he's
part of Cinderella that kind of gets glossed over too. They do a better job of it with all the like live action
yeah.
remakes of it, but people forget that it was Cinderella's dad who was the rich one.
Yeah, that's
He was
right.
the guy
He
who had all the
died.
money.
That's
It does
right.
get
Cinderella
glossed
was a
over.
princess. And
Yeah.
then Lady Tremaine marries him, becomes the stepmom. He dies, and all of the money goes to her because she's his wife. And she
Yeah.
uses
Is it
that on her daughters, and Cinderella becomes their, like, maid.
is it ever implied anywhere that she kills him?
I
Um.
think it is in a
Like that,
couple of the live action ones,
because
but
that would be
Yeah.
there's
interesting.
never, like, she's
Yeah.
never arrested for murder or anything in any
Yeah,
of them.
obviously.
But he dies
Yeah, I'm going Cinderella
under
as well.
mysterious circumstances all the time.
Right. All right,
I'm
Steve,
also
you're the
going to go
deciding vote.
Cinderella. It's a sweep for us, even though
Ooh.
101 Dalmatians is going to get the loser vote
Once
down there.
once again, we shit on the fans. I love it.
But again, it's like 101 Dalmatians is very good. And then, correct me if I'm wrong, but don't they only have. I feel like they only had like 17 or 18 puppies that were actually Pongo and Perditas.
Yeah,
Yeah, then
they
they
add
And
a
then
combine
bunch
the
they
rest
of.
of
and
them.
then they just
Yeah,
saved
yeah,
the other ones that Cruella had, and then it became all of them.
yeah. And then it was 101.
So like as a kid, like you're saying, Mark, like that's a cute story and you're following along and it's fun and it's funny. As an adult, I'm just thinking I lost 18 puppies. What a relief. Man, I don't have to deal with that anymore. And then suddenly,
And then
not
they
only do I
come
find
back.
the 18 that I lost, but now I have to deal with 101 of them? My problem just multiplied by 5. Thanks
Like,
for
and you're
nothing, Cruella.
and you're a father too, so
Yeah,
you can't tell
exactly.
your kids, no, we can't have those puppies
Right.
that you just
Yeah.
saved.
I already have 2 dogs. I already have Pongo and Perdita. I don't need 101
Can you
more.
imagine just going on a walk?
Right,
Like, can
exactly.
you imagine just
Doing
going on a
anything.
walk?
The food bill alone would bankrupt you.
101 different bowls.
Yeah.
You'd be done with one bag and a day.
Did you did you see the title of the poll, by the way? Did anybody catch that?
I did
I
not.
think that's interesting.
Glass slippers versus puppy slippers.
Nice. Nice.
That's good. Yeah, it's Cinderella though. I think it's kind of easy too.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think this seating was done like correctly, in my opinion.
This whole region, I think, was
Was
misseeded.
off. Was
and
so off.
because again, right now we've got the final four of this region, the Sweet 16 overall, and we have the 6th seed is the highest one advancing now with Cinderella
Wow.
moving through. All right, we are on to the final region, the experimental revival, the newest of
This
all of them.
is gonna be tough.
First
Like I was
up,
reading some of these.
we've got the number 1 seed Zootopia against the number 9 seed Wreck-It Ralph.
Oh man, this is rough.
This might be the hardest one in my opinion. I thoroughly loved both these movies. God, they were both so good.
They really are.
I'm trying to find a fault in either of them where I just like don't, where I wouldn't like it, but I love them both. You guys go. I gotta put this
I'm
poll
gonna.
up.
Okay, so loving both of these because both of these are just fucking incredible movies. I'm gonna go. I'm going with Zootopia. I think Zootopia. I think had number one, like just like the the give and take between Judy Hopps and Nick Wilde alone is just fucking magnificent. Like the universe that they created was so cool. I love the again like, and this was done on purpose, but I love the fact that all the animals are true to their sizes in the same world to really show the diversity between all the animals, and like it really drives the plot along with like the predator versus prey type thing, despite them having to live together, whatever. I do think Bellwether as a villain is a little bit weaker than King Candy, but I think there's some movies that like the villain isn't as important as like the message that's being sent. Bellwether didn't need to be this super imposing person or anything like that, but the fact that she was a prey and kind of pulling all these strings along, and the fact that like Judy is also a prey and like kind of the antithesis of what Bellwether is really smartly written. Like, because this is a prey kind of taking back, quote unquote, her power from like predators who have always kind of been at the top of the food chain. Wreck-It Ralph, incredible movie.
So,
But,
let me discuss Wreck-It Ralph since you went into great detail against Zootopia for Zootopia. Wreck-It Ralph had some amazing worlds too. The way they would just switch on a, he's like, okay, now I'm in the candy area. Oh, now I'm in a first person shooter.
Yeah.
Or the Wreck-It one with the pixels, or the scene with Zangief and all the rest
Villains
of them.
Anonymous.
In Tapper's bar. Yeah.
Yeah. It was fun. It was a fun, good movie. It was a lot better than it had any right to be honest with you. Like, that movie should not have been that good, but it was.
And the sequel.
Yes.
Like,
Fix It Felix does not get enough credit for how deadpan funny he is.
Yeah.
He's just like, he's that guy that is just he's funny, but he doesn't mean to
and
be.
Ralph is a really lovable character too. Like, he's a very lovable character.
I think I'm gonna go. Damn it! I'm gonna go Wreck-It Ralph. I'm gonna vote for an upset here, and that will actually be enough.
Yeah, that will be enough.
Apparently,
unless Mark wants to use his coin on Zootopia.
Wreck-It Ralph won.
It will because the fan vote has the tiebreaker no matter what.
I'm voting Zootopia. I'm using my coin on Zootopia.
Okay.
I'm using my coin on Zootopia. Like,
So I'm not mad at that.
It's
I
fine.
was mad at the other one. This one is not. This one doesn't hurt me. This one's like, okay, great
I
movie
love
though.
Wreck-It Ralph, but I feel like Zootopia is like an all-time like movie, and it's such a good conversation starter for diversity.
I will say that we've gone 5 or 4 votes in a row where we've gone against the fan, and Loser's gonna leave if he keeps getting voted down like this. Like,
If he keeps getting disrespected like this, oh, there.
this is like the 4th one in a row where we've disrespected Loser's vote. It's getting bad.
And that I didn't want to use my coin, because I know there's a certain other movie that I'm gonna have to fucking argue my ass off to fucking get through.
If you're talking about the next one,
Yeah.
I have to abstain from the vote because
He dislikes
remember
both,
much of Big
so it's
Hero.
going to be real tough.
Yeah,
for
so
him.
it's gonna be tough.
So
for
I'm going to
me.
say this since I know it's on the way out. I was also going to vote Wreck-It Ralph, so it was going to be 3-1, and Mark's going to save Zootopia. I enjoy Wreck-It Ralph more, and again, it's not that I dislike Zootopia. It's just that I preferred it. It just worked out,
Yes.
kind of like I was talking about with the dreams, with Alice in Wonderland and Peter Pan. That it's a similar thing here. Wreck-It Ralph, you're bouncing between different games and environments, like Ducky was saying. Zootopia, you have the different regions and ecosystems for the different types of species. So it's very similar in that regard. You also have 2 very different characters. You have a fox and a bunny
A
who
rabbit,
have paired up and are now working together to be friends and try to solve this mystery.
And Jason Bateman as Nick Wilde.
Right.
Mwah.
like the plot is
so
good, the acting is good, and with Wreck-It Ralph, I just love the fact that not only do you have the nostalgia factor with all of the video games and everything, but you have Ralph, who was literally coded and created to be a bad guy. Like, he was told from the beginning, this is who you are, just accept who you are what you are.
Yeah.
And the message was, but I don't want to be that. That isn't me. That isn't who I am. I can be somebody better, somebody different.
Yeah.
And he finally gets what he wants, and it turns out the bad guy the entire time is somebody who tried to do the exact same thing and just let the power get to his head. So just the whole message and plot and storyline of Wreck-It Ralph, I think, is amazing. But yeah, it's, again, Zootopia moving on. I'm not overly upset about it. I'm fine.
I feel like Zootopia does the same thing, and I feel like Zootopia also, like, one thing that that happens a lot when it comes to movies with similar messages like Zootopia is that a lot of the time, sometimes they'll just kind of hit you over the head with it, whatever, and it's very subtle, especially with with Judy's kind of like like Judy's kind of like what's the word I'm looking for?
Unintentionally prejudiced.
Yes, against foxes, and like that whole scene where like Nick confronts her and everything like that, and like he goes, "Oh, you afraid I'm gonna eat you?" And she like reaches for the spray. Fucking brilliant. Like, and then like,
oh, sorry, go ahead, my bad.
And I also think this has one of the best movie apologies I've ever seen. Like Judy like apologizing to Nick and like her like taking blame and everything like that, and realizing that like things might not be the same between them, but like I just wanted to apologize. Like, and like the ownness. So good. So fucking good. But you can continue. I'm sorry, Darkwing.
So I'd like to give my last Ducky Award, I think, of this round. This is going to go to both these groups. I call this the Where's Waldo Award. Okay. In these movies, in this round, you can watch it back and find stuff you didn't see before. Like, you'll notice game characters you didn't see before.
You'll notice different eggs.
Yeah. In Zootopia, you'll notice different Disney animals you didn't notice before. like the titles of movies on billboards, the songs,
I love
like
that.
random stuff like that. And Wreck-It Ralph's the same way. Like you'll notice video game character, even the second Wreck-It Ralph, you'll find different kinds of internet things. Like
Oh
just the
yeah,
little, just the attention to detail they put into both of these with just
Yeah.
dot 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 dot. I loved
yeah.
it.
Like these
They get the
movies,
Where's Waldo award.
these movies, I would say, as far as like the attention to detail and love that they put into these two movies, I would
Mhm.
say it's hard to find any other movie that it's even like the ecosystems.
Yeah.
Like they could have easily just made all the animals live in one city and in one section of the city, and people wouldn't have batted an eye. But they went the extra mile and made different sections for each species. Like it's fucking Disney. No one would have ever said, "Oh, why are the polar bears living in the sun?" Like nobody would have ever said a fucking thing. But they decided to do that anyway, and that is fucking sick.
Yep.
But yeah,
Oh, the next match gonna be a good time. I'm
Yeah,
excited.
we'll move on to the next one. We've got the 5 seed Big Hero 6
Fucking match
against the
sucks.
oh, I was
13
not looking
seed
forward to
Frozen
this.
2.
I was not looking forward to this. These two movies and a certain movie that we don't talk about anymore are the movies that have made me cry the most out of all these Disney movies. My God.
It's a terrible poll. That's a terrible poll.
What he put?
His poll is this round sucks.
Oh my God. Man. I feel like Frozen 2, as far as a story, is a great story for Anna and Elsa and their journeys. And I touched upon this a little bit when we were talking about Frozen 2 versus Frozen 1. I think Frozen 2 does a great job of building upon what is established in these characters and like what they need to kind of focus on. And I like the fact that because in most like sequels to movies, whatever kind of like character journey that character is dealing with in the first movie, it's touched upon, but like any kind of like character flaws that they may have shown like in the movie prior, it's kind of like thrown out the window a little bit. And like, oh, they've already changed, they've already learned, they're okay and they're good to go. They have these new problems to face. And in Frozen 2, you kind of get a little character regression a little bit, especially in Elsa when she decides to like push Anna away again to go to the island where her mom is beautifully singing to her.
Can't roll
So-
my eyes any harder than I just did.
However, though, I do think that there's something to be said about, again, like I'm a big fan of like when a movie can handle something as fucking heartbreaking as as losing a sibling with such grace and like say what you want about Baymax, whatever, about his character's design or about like his voice or whatever the case is. He is like in that particular story, he is the living embodiment of Tadashi, Hiro's brother's will. Like, and like seeing Hiro kind of betray that and then like learn that this isn't what his brother would have wanted. And like, and then that ultimate sacrifice at the end with Baymax. Like, that, I do think it's a little bit watered down that like Baymax winds up coming back, but I also understand it's a Disney movie, so like you can't really have like the sad ending. So I get that as well. Steve, Steve, I need a little bit more time to think. I need a little bit more time to think. I mean, you
All
can
right.
talk.
Let me say something.
Go for it.
Okay.
It's no secret. This is not the round that this matchup's not a matchup I enjoy. So let's let's see who's been knocked out to get this dumpster fire matchup. We have The Princess and a Frog. The Princess and the Frog, great movie. We have Frozen 1 was removed because of this.
Mhm.
And also to get this dumpster fire, we don't talk about Bruno because of this. Can we mute him? because of this, we can't talk about Bruno. I'm gonna
And out of
vote.
all those movies, Encanto is the only one that I think holds a candle to either of these movies. Frozen
Princess,
1, I'll give you.
The Princess
But
and the Frog was good.
it's
Really
good, but these are fucking all timers.
good. This is a tough choice for me. I just spun the wheel and it said Big Hero 6. So there we go. That's who I pick.
Nice.
The wheel decided Big Hero
I
6.
like the randomness of it.
I could care less. I just don't want to be a cock block in this one, so I let the wheel decide. I'm sorry.
Steve, I want to hear what you have to say. Because I'm
I'm
really
also
torn on
going
this.
with Big Hero 6. So Frozen, honestly, Frozen 1, as we kind of talked about before, really was the turning point of the Disney eras and franchise. Like just the way that this whole era in general was viewed was because of Frozen 1. And Frozen 2 is very good. But Big Hero 6 to me, like you talked about, Mark, like just Hero dealing with using Baymax as a coping mechanism and then
Yeah.
understanding that he's been using Baymax to cope with the death of Tadashi and ultimately coming to the conclusion that this is not what Tadashi would have wanted from Baymax. This isn't why he was built this way, why he was programmed this way. So he makes the decision to change everything that he's been doing, and then also through going through all this finds a support group, finds a group that he can
Yeah.
gravitate towards and can be his kind of like
And
fill
care
in
about him.
for what he was getting from his brother. So all of that together for me makes Big Hero 6 the better of the two movies,
Yeah.
even if we're comparing the entire franchise. Now I will agree with what the Duck was saying. I love Big Hero 6. If it was up against Encanto, this would be very tough for me, and I would probably be voting Encanto instead, just because I feel that strongly about that movie. But we're not
Yeah.
talking about that right now. So
We can't
Big
talk
Hero
about
6 will advance.
I'm going to give a
Don't
vote to Frozen
talk
2
about Bruno.
That's fair.
because I'm not going to allow it to get swept.
Yeah.
I'm going to give a Markey award.
Hey, I don't have any graphics for that. You can't just make up stuff as we're in the middle of things.
Just put up the Ducky Award thing.
Yeah.
I'm going to give
A Ducky Award with a sad face.
Yeah.
I'm going to give
An
a Markey
upset
Award.
duck award. Yeah.
It's a Frozen 2 for most valiant effort.
Ugh.
Yeah, most valiant effort.
Don't be disgusted.
From the characters. Like, it's so good. Like, I cannot believe you shut out Frozen 2 because of the fucking singing. I cannot. Like, I can't. That boggles my mind. Like, it's so good. Now, I will say, like, there's a lot of people who think Frozen 1 is better than Frozen 2.
Mm-hmm.
Like, myself and Steve, I think, are both in the minority on this when we say that Frozen 2 is better than Frozen 1. But I just think that, like, I like seeing the maturation of both Anna and Elsa. And then, like, Elsa realizing that, like, through her journey, that being queen of Arendelle is not what she wants.
Right.
And giving that title to Anna, who has always loved Arendelle and has always probably had Arendelle's best interests at heart, is such a good message. So, yeah. Like, I'm going to give my vote to Frozen 2. I'm not mad that it lost to Big Hero 6. But, yeah, like, I understand it. I understand it. It's sad to see it go. But Yeah, like this is probably the only other matchup I might have used a coin, but even that, it's tough. I can't use a coin against Big Hero 6. Like it's
Yeah. All right, we're gonna move on to the next one. I think this one's gonna be pretty quick, unless something crazy happens here. But we've got the 3 seed Raya and the Last Dragon against the 11 seed The Emperor's New Groove.
Emperor's New Growth so easily. I don't think Raya should have moved on last round. And
Well,
like
it was up against
this
Treasure
is,
Planet.
which I think is the better movie.
I mean,
Like,
Treasure Planet's okay, but
Raya, listen, I do love like looking at like these clips, whatever, the environments and like just how pretty Raya is. Like goes without saying, it's a fucking phenomenal looking movie. The messaging for me just throws me the fuck off so much. Like like the act of like forgiving someone just because, like, to me, like that's like it's okay to not forgive someone that doesn't deserve to be forgiven. Like if you do something to me and stab me in my back, whatever, you have to earn that trust back. And Raya just took that and said, like, oh well, it's okay if like this person like betrayed you because like it's for the betterment of everybody. It's like that's stupid. Like Emperor's New Groove is hilarious. I would argue Emperor's New Groove is probably the funniest Disney movie of all time. Like it's hard to really argue against that. It's so fucking self-aware.
Definitely the funniest side character of all time in Kronk.
I was gonna say, like, I would argue that Krunk is like Krunk, who is maybe in half of the movie, maybe like as far as screen time.
mm-hmm.
Fucking funniest guy.
He steals
like,
every
so,
scene he's in.
like,
I mean, he just
so
takes over the
good.
whole movie.
So good. Like Kuzco is a decent character. I would argue Kuzco, as far as like all the main characters, I would argue Kuzco is probably the worst out of them. But again, that's like we're talking about 4 strong characters. Like Yzma is a fucking great villain. She's slapping me. Krunk is fucking great. Poncho?
Pacha.
Pacha.
He wore a poncho, but his name is Pacha.
Pacha is a great straight man. I'm also a big fan of John Goodman as well.
Ducky, are you going to save Raya here? Because we've got Mark's vote, we've got the fans' vote.
If you remember correctly, Raya and Treasure Planet, I didn't vote on because I haven't seen either of them.
Okay. I thought it was Mark that hadn't seen it. I wasn't sure.
No, it was me.
I saw it that day.
I'm gonna go on a limb and say it's not as funny as Emperor's New Groove because I have said Croc is one of my favorite.
Yeah.
Is one of my favorite side characters, if not my favorite side character. Yzma's hilarious.
Yep.
I actually echo what Mark said, where the Emperor may be the weakest character of the main characters, which is just crazy because David Spade does a bang up job.
Right.
I gotta go with Emperor's New Groove. That's a tough one. So yeah, it's looking like I might have some money.
There's no more.
Yeah.
There's no more, right?
We're gonna clean sweep it, and again, I enjoyed Raya. I said it in the first round. I thought it was a better movie than I was anticipating. The only knock that I have against it is that really what they were trying to do is 20 years later they were trying to make an updated version of Mulan, and it just wasn't as good. That's really what they were trying to do with that movie.
Really, Steve? We got to talk about Mulan again.
And it was just still quick. Well, but that's what it is. It's her father has been turned to stone. She's kind of on her own, forced into this position where she's trying to save everyone and find the last dragon. And then the dragon is the side character who's like the goofy sidekick.
Oh my god!
Not Eddie Murphy.
Yeah. I cannot get over enough how little I dislike the dragon just because it is played by Aquafina. My God, I need to actually post that review. I've been meaning. I'm probably gonna post it today. I have 4 reviews that I haven't posted yet, guys. But I'll probably post them today in the Discord. I need to finish this.
But
I
it is
just
a
have
clean
Strange World
sweep.
and Wish left.
Emperor's Groove moving on. All right.
Okay.
Which
So we've
again,
got
no knock on Raya. I just haven't seen it yet, and I
Right.
can't.
Right.
I'm not gonna do something crazy for
Yeah,
something.
I probably shit on Raya a little bit more than it maybe deserves, but we're talking about like one of the highest ratings in my entire list here.
Right. Okay, right. We're going to move on to the last matchup of the Sweet 16, which
Okay.
is the 2
Which
seed
round of 32.
Moana against the 10 seed Lilo and Stitch.
The water movies. Interesting. This is tough.
I don't think it's that tough.
I'm going Moana. Well, you don't like Lilo and Stitch.
Right.
I'm going Moana here. I do think that Lilo and Stitch. Okay, so Moana to me is the bigger spectacle, and I think has the better characters and the better as far as like music and like
The better
journey.
soundtrack in general. So
Yeah.
good.
I do think that Lilo and Stitch has the better story. Say what you want about like, and Moana has an incredible story, but like the whole family dynamic of like Lilo and they're fucking Nani and like Stitch being kind of like essentially uh like in the beginning was kind of like a ridge almost, but winds up being like the connecting thing that brings them together. And just like how they tackle the like Lilo's like kind of quirks and like her kind of like it's really good. I hate to see it go so early because I'm going Moana as well. Um, but I think Lilo and Stitch, like it's there's no like Lilo and Stitch. Like when it comes to like when you look at like Lilo and Stitch and you look at that batch of movies from that era, it's Lilo and Stitch and Emperors. That's about it, right? There's a reason why
Yeah.
like Disney still to this
The
day
early
is
2000s.
very yeah still to this day it's very proud of Lilo and Stitch. And again, I like the water match up there, Lilo and Stitch and Moana. It's
Connections
very
between some of these movies just lined up.
yeah, it's kind of crazy.
Movies for the island boys, what I called them.
Yeah.
So I watched Lilo and Stitch, as you guys know, a couple months ago, right after my brother-in-law's passing. I watched it with my nephew, like literally 4 days after Phil passed away.
Yeah,
So I got in my feels when I watched it.
Mm-hmm.
It was a fun movie. It was a good movie, but like
it has a lot of heart too, man.
obviously I was super emotional at the time because I literally grew up with this man, my brother-in-law. Like, a lot of people can't say that. Like when I was 10, they said they were together. So it's like I grew up with this man. So I was super emotional when I watched it because obviously a family member just passed away.
Yeah,
I watched it again, uh, actually last week, and I found myself doing stuff while I was watching it.
Yeah.
Like it was fun. It had a good story, but like you ever watch a movie and then every now and then you're just checking your phone because you're like just kind of bored.
Yeah, I got up and did the dishes.
it does kind of drag in the middle a little bit.
That's how I felt,
It
and
was
I don't
solid as background noise. It was it had its funny moments for
exactly. It's for me, it's beating Big Hero 6, but it's not beating Moana. Moana's
Yeah,
in another category. It's
I do think Moana is an all timer.
sure. Yeah.
Moana is Moana's a when I think of badass princesses, I think of Moana.
She's
just
out
the
there
way
too.
she just the way she just handled it. Like she basically told a god, "Look, we're fucking doing this," and then she told another god, "I got you. I'm gonna fix you." Like and that's what she did, and
Yep.
it was a great story. The Maui was hilarious. Hey Hey was great. Hey Hey didn't overstay his welcome.
Yep.
He very easily could have. That
Yeah.
stupid ass rooster could have ruined everything if it kept doing like it was just the perfect amount of stupid as Buff being in there. I enjoyed I enjoyed the music obviously. Shiny, one of my favorite Disney songs.
Shining.
Yeah, and again like the grandma was hilarious before she
Yeah.
passed away, and then
Yeah.
coming back when she goes, "I'm gonna come back as a stingray or else I got the wrong tattoo." I was like, that's awesome. And then when
Yeah.
she came back as a stingray, I'm in tears, cruel, she got the right tattoo. Like Jesus,
Yeah.
man. Like stop.
I'll
But
say that.
super great movie.
I'll say that because I know Moana's gonna
So
move
it's
on
Moana
here.
for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know Moana's gonna move on here. I will say that like on first watch, I think Lilo and Stitch is a little bit closer. I think Moana is a better movie in general. I think on first watch, Lilo and Stitch is a little bit closer. But I think as far as rewatchability, I think Moana is so rewatchable.
Yeah.
And like Lilo and Stitch, it's not necessarily a bad rewatchable, but like I will say that there is like a portion where it drags a little bit, definitely like in the middle. So like I will say that like that yeah, like Moana is just like overall just a better movie in general. But I do have to give Lilo and Stitch its flowers.
All right, we're into the Sweet 16.
Here we go.
You could take that graphic off my screen, Steve.
Oh yeah, the coin. There you go. No
Kept
longer
it in my
there.
pocket.
No more coins the rest of the way.
So
Got
Look
it
at that.
earned.
Am I the only one that used both their coins?
Yes,
Wow.
So
because I ate
was
mine
holding on
last
to
time.
I was holding on to that coin because I was afraid the Emperor's New Groove would get knocked out by Raya.
I considered
yeah.
that, but I knew it wasn't going to lose to Raya. I thought about it. And I knew that was going to like
I held
knew
on.
I was the only one that was like way supporting
And
Raya in the first round.
And obviously, you already hit me with the Lion King, so I couldn't keep that. You can't coin a coin, like
Exactly.
it was already over.
Exactly.
So I didn't know that was happening, or else I would have pumped it there. But I was holding on to it because I was like, okay, we're getting.
I had to
fucking-
hold my cards close to the vest. I didn't want you to see what I was doing.
Oh yeah. Oh, I was like, we're getting.
Couldn't
Emperor's
have
New
you
Groove.
block me.
There's no way.
You should have used it anyway.
I should have used it. I should have used it against Aladdin and really cause madness.
It would have
Like
been
just
insane.
fuck, just break up this whole bracket, just bracket buster this whole
I think
thing.
if Aladdin would have lost to Winnie the Pooh, I might have just called
We would
it.
have, but see, at that point, we already had people challenging the integrity of the bracket, saying we were picking things just to pick things. That 100% would have destroyed this entire thing. We would have had to start
in
all
my
over.
chat. In my Discord, by the way, I'm getting challenged. Like, what the
Yeah.
fuck?
Yeah.
Wait, were people chat? Wait, what happened? I didn't read that.
Oh, you didn't see that?
No.
My integrity was challenged, sir, and I'm upset about it
For what?
because I used the coin to get rid of Goofy movie. But I used my coin because I wanted to keep Lion King in there.
Yeah.
So they
It's
thought
so
I used it.
crazy.
All
They
right,
thought I
we're-
used it just to spite you guys. I'm like,
That
no,
was
I
a
wouldn't
spite
for the Lion
vote.
King.
That
Let's
was a
keep it
spite
moving.
vote.
It wasn't
That was a
spite.
spite vote.
Here
It wasn't spite at all. Aladdin starters haven't even like played the whole game yet. That's how much they're winning.
They benched
Like,
him at halftime. And it's
Yeah.
already over. They've got the
Aladdin
C
has a-
team in. They're resting the B team at this point.
Yeah, they haven't played the second half yet. Like that's that good.